My name is David. I rose from the dust. No riches, no comfort, only the road of pain. My father left before I could speak. My mother cried herself to sleep, but she never gave up. Her tears were strength in disguise. We lived in a broken little hut, yet dreams bloomed in my heart. I studied under the streetlight pole, fighting sleep with belief in heights. After school, I worked at a bakery, cleaning tables, dreaming of greatness. Kids mocked my torn shoes. Their laughter became my fire. I saved every coin I could gather. The dream of becoming great became my strength. No support, no praise. Just a dream and the will to rise above fear. I heard no more than yes, but each rejection made me stronger. I failed many times, but losing was never my choice. I faced betrayal and hate, yet I never bowed to fate. My scars became my medals, each telling a story the world never heard. I found peace in silence and strength in my shattered bonds. I faced storms alone, because pressure shapes a king. I learned from torn books, wisdom hidden in every word. I cleaned windows, lifted bricks, learned to live with gratitude, not tricks. My hands were rough, my voice was soft, but inside me burned a fire to be seen. I made mistakes, lost trust, but rose from the dirt every time. I stayed awake while others slept, kept every promise, walked through my tears. I didn't seek revenge, just awareness, turned darkness into my power. I wasn't the fastest or the best, but I passed every test life gave me. I never gave up despite pain, because sunshine comes after rain. When I fell, my friends laughed, but I knew I was enough on my own. I wrote my story by myself and filled every page with courage. I never wasted time, because poverty doesn't give you any. I grabbed every chance. No matter how small it was, people said, "You can't do it." I always replied, "Just watch me." I didn't just dream, I stayed awake for my dream. I lit lamps in the dark, because there was no light elsewhere. I believed in myself. When the world abandoned me, I sweated in silence. Success kept walking closer. I never gave up, though I cried. My tears kept my resolve alive. I chose purpose over sleep, woke the nights with hope. Each day was a battle, and I won, every single day. I didn't bend, I pushed back. Pressure made my arms strong. I never asked for a shoulder. I was building my own foundation. I didn't need a crowd. My faith was my entire world. I made friends with fire, because I had to learn to burn. I lost everything, but never lost myself. I learned to heal wounds, the kind no one could ever see. I didn't chase the ones who left. I kept only those who stayed. I gave more to the world, received less, but saw the seeds grow that no one believed in. I didn't let hate take over me. Even when broken inside, I remained strong. I sharpened my mind like a sword and learned to speak truth by cutting through lies. I didn't run in others' races. I just followed the signs of my own time. I found peace even in storms and gave meaning to every loss. I adopted a tough attitude with a soft heart and mixed wisdom with street smartness. I chose progress instead of revenge and moved forward even in silence. I broke the chains of fear and visualized my dreams with clarity. I turned pain into poetry and made silence my legacy. I didn't chase fame. I simply proved my passion true. I built brick by brick with hard work and connected every failure to the next step. I stopped living by others' desires and started listening to my soul. I accepted my scars and turned them into light. I learned to smile even after defeat, because the comeback is always greater. I turned time into my strength and reached my destination with patience. I kept learning something new every day and let knowledge guide me. I faced pressure with pride and turned every emotion into power. I found purpose in pain and turned every loss into a success. I silenced the fear inside me and turned every whisper into courage. I dreamt during the darkest nights. While the world slept, I stayed awake. I turned mud into gold and broke rusted chains with faith. I walked roads no one dared to take and faced fears others ran from. I trembled but stood firm. Faith was my only companion. I planted seeds of belief, even when tears fell with the crop. I embraced slow progress, because rivers are made drop by drop. I burned in fire, yet kept rising. Each test fueled my courage. I sacrificed comfort, turned hardship into mission, life into devotion. I heard no 1,000 times, but took each rejection as a sign. I wept in silence and turned those tears into my crown. I turned fear into skill and endured every year with patience. I turned the impossible into possible rose from darkness and became the sun. I didn't chase the race for fame. I kept walking by my values. I left behind arrogance and doubt, and made my inner light the guide. I learned a new way to live, gave even when I had nothing. I befriended discipline, and honored every promise I made. I found calm even in the storm, and turned pain into prayer. I never asked why me. I only asked, what can I become? I succeeded without applause, fought without stopping, completed my dreams. My name is David. I didn't just survive. I carved my path, and now I'm ready to truly live. I ignored what people said and focused on my destination. I celebrated even the small wins, because big victories start from there. I stayed loyal to my dreams and never chose the shortcut path. I rose after every fall, because I was born for greatness. I listened to the elders with heart and paved my way with their wisdom. I trusted my journey. No matter how long the road was, I turned every moment into a learning chance and learned something new each day. I chose love over hate, because love strengthens the heart. I turned my weakness into strength and learned from every mistake. I made life my friend. Even when it tested me many times, I learned to be grateful. No matter the situation, I never looked back. I only improved the view ahead. I hid my skills in silence and surprised the world with hard work. I competed with myself, not with others. I accepted every defeat and turned it into a path to victory. I didn't leave my dreams on paper. I turned them into reality. I forgave myself and gave myself courage to move on. I created my own identity and needed no one else. I chose my own path and measured every step carefully. I embraced failure and made it my crown of success. I didn't stop smiling in hard times, because that was my true strength. I respected every pain, because it made me human. I didn't care if it was night or day. I just kept working for my goal. I treated every small act as big, because that's where big dreams begin. I never took shortcuts, because real success comes with patience. I stopped listening to the noise and only heard my heart. I didn't complain about life. I learned to live every moment. I kept hope even when I fell, because my goal was greater. I lived each day like my last and did something worth remembering. I never left the path of truth, even when time was against me. I understood people's coldness and still chose to smile. I didn't waste time, because it's the most valuable treasure. I treated every moment as important and never took life lightly. I accepted myself in the mirror. No matter the circumstances, I took answers from life itself, not from complaints. I shaped myself again and again until I became my dream version. I didn't hide my flaws. I learned from them. I listened, understood, and then spoke, because silence is the deepest voice. I never relied on lies. Truth became my shield. I measured every distance and turn, yet I never stopped. I drew strength from pain and turned weakness into courage. I never saw myself as less, because God made me special. I treated each day as a blessing, even the hardest ones. I saw failure as a chance to learn and built my success on it. I respected every scar, because they were proof of my battles. I never doubted my efforts, because true efforts never go in vain. I changed myself before the world, and then the path became easier. I set my pace by my goal, not by someone else's race. I found strength in silence and made friends with myself. I found greatness in being unknown and let my work speak, not my name. I searched for victories in every day, even when life was upside down. I never gave up on myself, because the voice inside was still alive. I believed in myself. When the world said no, I never feared the questions. I became the answer. I left fatigue behind and moved forward with courage. I kept promises to myself and turned dreams into reality. I respected every path, even the difficult ones. I kept my vision strong and never bowed to circumstances. I lifted myself again and again, because losing wasn't my destiny. I gave every breath a purpose and treated every act like worship. I moved with time and even got ahead of it. I believed in prayers and made God my support. I never walked without a destination, because my dreams showed me the way. I quietly changed the world. Through my actions alone, I added color to colorless moments and found light in the darkness. I lived my life with truth, no matter the price. I didn't change the world. I changed my mindset. I never closed the door to return, because there's always another chance. I saw myself as whole, and accepted my flaws. I befriended life and embraced every day. I turned hard work into worship and gave my heart to every task. I wrote my own story and made myself the hero. I loved myself, and then the world recognized me. I improved every habit and made my tomorrow better than today. I didn't ignore life. I collected every moment. I never let go of small dreams because they turned into big ones. I listened to every feeling and followed my heart's guidance. I never felt less than anyone because my purpose was greater. I shaped, refined, and awakened myself, and then amazed the world. I am David. I saw a dream and turned that dream into reality.